Yo yo! In this video, I'm going to read a sample of a very interesting book called Alice's Nightmare in Wonderland by Akumu Inc. Isn't that going to be cool? Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Okay. Let me read it, yeah? Alright. It's time to read the cool book. Alright, let's begin, hey? Well, okay. I'll just grab it. Alice's Nightmare in Wonderland. Very cool. It was suddenly so windy. Sleepy Alice begrudgingly opened her eyes and realized in horror that she was falling. Alice helplessly watched as the white rabbit drifted further away from her. What will ever happen to us? Alice wondered as they both fell into oblivion. When Alice finally reached the ground, the white rabbit was nowhere to be seen. Alice noticed the white rabbit's paw prints in front of a tiny locked door. Right above it laid 3 peculiar items: a potion bottle, 2 cookies, and a key. Some words were etched on the wall. Take a sip and shrink, shrink, shrink. Take a nibble and grow, grow, grow. Open the door and risk it all. Alice quickly shoved the cookies into her hoodie pocket, held the key tightly, and sipped a drop of the potion while uttering, shrink, shrink, shrink. Alice quickly shrunk, opened the door, and ran through it thoughtlessly. At first it was very quiet and very dark, but nothing could discourage Alice from finding her beloved white rabbit. Determined, Alice kept walking. Suddenly, Alice heard loud sounds of laughter and peered over to take a look. There lay the longest dining table she had ever seen. All kinds of desserts were strewn about the table. There were characters of odd shapes, sizes, and colors clamoring around, all deep in their conversations. A strange skeleton suddenly appeared and grabbed Alice by her wrist, while screaming, "Alice is here! The white rabbit did not lie! Welcome to our wicked tea party, Alice! I am the Mad Hatter, in case you forgot again," the Mad Hatter mischievously uttered as he dragged Alice towards the commotion. Distracted, Alice scanned her vicinity and noticed a cage with a white rabbit in it. A little white rabbit right there. Alice had to devise a plan to rescue him. Suddenly, the Mad Hatter stood on a chair and gave Alice a graceful bow, as if to welcome her to the party. Alice could not help but feel suspicious when she saw the Mad Hatter's other hand clutching an oversized knife. The Mad Hatter headed back to his seat and suddenly cried out hysterically as he pointed up, "What's that? What's that?" While everyone looked up, Alice watched as the Mad Hatter took out a vial and poured its content into a cup. The Mad Hatter suddenly let out a gleeful yet maniacal laugh. "There's nothing up there. I've tricked you all again." Annoyed, everyone got back around the party table, while the Mad Hatter pushed the tainted cup towards Alice. "Here, you must be thirsty." Alice reached for the teacup clumsily and dropped it on the floor. The Mad Hatter screamed, "No, that was my last vial." The Mad Hatter sat in the corner alone and ashamed. Everyone at the table laughed at him. He's failed again. Sensing more danger, Alice instinctually looked up to find a sharp needle pointed at her eye. She punched the perpetrator and watched the tiny mouse scurry away. Was everyone in this strange place trying to kill her? Alice clutched onto the white rabbit's cage and helplessly wished they would survive. Suddenly, large, stitched-up bunny hopped in front of her. He introduced himself. "I'm the rabbit hare. It's all so dull here. Let me show you my home and get you the key for that cage." The rabbit hare gleefully skipped towards the most beautiful tree Alice had ever seen, with clocks of all sizes growing out of the branches. Alice stood in awe, admiring the view, while her thoughts were drowned by the sound of hundreds of ticking clocks. Tick, 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 tick. As Alice followed the huge stitched-up bunny into his dark living room, the ticking sounds continued to distract Alice's train of thought. As her vision adjusted to the darkness, Alice saw odd-looking shadows protruding from the walls. Almost right away, she realized that the walls were covered with more clocks and mounted monster heads. The rabbit hare stomped towards Alice with a huge butcher knife. "Don't worry your little head, Alice. I've got a perfect little spot just for it." Alice sprinted towards the front door, running for her life. There's actually quite a bit more to the story, but I figured I'd quickly leave it there and just introduce you to the author and illustrator. The author and illustrator are a team, a husband and wife. The names are Aldora Kui, and the illustrator is Joey Poulin. I obviously have a terribly pronounced the names. So the author and illustrator, quick reading of it. First released in 2019, this is Joey and Aldora's second self-published storybook together. The husband and wife's other works include Just Another Birthday, 2015, and Nightmare Fairy Tales, 2022. This book was a passion project that took us 2 years to complete. Our vision was to create our very own dark but cute version of Alice in Wonderland. Now, I reckon they've certainly accomplished that. While living in California between 2014 to 2018, we were exhibiting at up to 25 comic conventions annually all over the United States. Whenever we had the time, during and between these events, we would sneak in sketches and updates to the story, developing the characters and slowly bringing them to life. As artists, we want our viewers to be absorbed into our world, not just through the t-shirt designs we make, but also through the books that we write and illustrate. We hope to continue to create more fun stuff like this throughout our lifetime.
Hey, but where's the rest of the story?
Well, I didn't want to read all the story just yet. Plus, we're running out of time.
Running out of time? We're never running out of time.
Oh, I think we are. I'll see you guys next time.
I want the rest of the story, man. I want the rest of the story.
Alright, fine. We'll see.
Alright, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
We don't even have music here. See ya.